Today we are going to see a new lesson from history, People's Revolt. Do you know, children, that the Tamilian were the first protesters to protest against the Britishers? Let us watch this video to know about those Tamil heroes. In this lesson, we are going to know about the Paliyaga system in Tamil Nadu, to understand the role of Pulidevar and Kattabomman in the anti-British uprising, to know about the South Indian rebellion, to know the causes and efforts of Vellore mutiny, to understand the causes and impact of revolt of 1857. Origin of Palayam. The Vijayanagar rulers appointed Nayaks in their provinces. With the Vijayanagar rulers appointed Nayaks in their provinces. The Nayak of Madurai in turn appointed Poligarar. The Nayak of Madurai in turn appointed Poligarar. In 1529, Vishwanatha became the Nayak of Madurai. He noticed that he could not control over the chieftain. Chieftain means Kurinila Mannargal, who wanted to more pass in their provinces. So, with the consultation of his minister Ariyananda Mudalaya, Vishwanatha introduced the Paliyaga system in 1529. The whole country was divided into 72 Palayams. The whole country was divided into 72 Palayams, and each one was put under the Poligarar. Poligarar was the holder of the territory or a Palayam. These Palayams were held in the military tenure, that means holding power, and extended their full cooperation to be needed of the Nayaks. The Palayakarar collected taxes, of which one third was given to the Nayaks of Madura, and another one third military expenditure for army purpose, and one third, and the rest of the one third was kept themselves. Now going to know about yearly revolts of South India. Yearly revolts of South India. Revolt of the Paliyagas. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the Paliyagas played a vital role in the politics of Tamil Nadu. They regarded themselves as independent. Among them, Paliyagas, there were two blocks, namely the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc. The Eastern Palayams were the Nayaks, ruled under the control of Kattabomman, and the Western Palayams were the Maravas, ruled under the control of Pulidevan. These two Paliyagas refused to pay the tributes to the English and rebelled. Now we are going to see about Pulidevar. Pulidevar was the pioneer in Tamil Nadu to protest against the British rule in India. He was the Palayagarar of Nerkattu Seval near Tirunelveli. During his tenure, he refused to pay the tribute to Muhammad Ali, the Nawab of Arcot, and to the English. So the force of the Nawab of Arcot and the English attacked Pulidevar. But combined forces were defeated by Pulidevar at Tirunelveli, and he was the first king to have fought and defeated the British in India. இந்தியாவில் முதலாக பிரிட்டிஷை தோற்கடித்த பெருமை புலிதேவரையே சேரும். In 1759, Nerkattu Seval was attacked by the forces of Nawab of Arcot under the leadership of Yusuf Khan. Pulidevar was defeated at Anandanallur and the Nawab forces captured Nerkattu Seval in 1761. Pulidevar, who lived in exile, that means தலைமறைவு இருந்து recaptured Nerkattu Seval in 1764. Later he was defeated by Captain Campbell in 1767. Pulidevar escaped and died in exile. இருப்பினும் his courageous trail of a struggle for independence in the history of South India. Next we are going to see about the one is who is very well known to us. He is Veerapandiya Kattabomman. Kattabomman ruled Veerapandiyapuram with Panjalam Kurichi as capital. Based on the Carnatic Treaty, the English gained the right to collect taxes. This was the main causes for the rivalry between the English and Kattabomman. In 1798, Colin Jackson, the collector of Ramanathapuram, wrote letters to Kattabomman asking him to pay the tribute arrears. But Kattabomman replied that he was not in a position to pay the tribute due to the poverty in the country. Jackson got angry and decided to send an expedition to punish Kattabomman. In 1798, Kattabomman and his minister Siva Subramaniam met the collector at Ramanathapuram. Upon a verification of accounts, Jackson was convinced that Kattabomman had cleared most of the arrears, leaving only 1080 pakodas as balance. During this interview, the collector insulted Kattabomman and his minister Siva Subramaniam and tried to arrest. Kattabomman tried to escape with his minister. Umadurai suddenly entered the fort with his men and helped the escape of Kattabomman. But unfortunately, Siva Subramaniam was taken as prisoner. Edward Clive and Kattabomman. After his return to Panjalam Kurichi, Kattabomman wrote a letter to the Madras Council narrating the behavior of the collector Jackson. Edward Clive, the governor of Madras Council, ordered Kattabomman to surrender and also directed him to appear before a committee. In meanwhile, Edward Clive dismissed the collector for his misbehavior and released Siva Subramaniam. Let us see about the Confederacy of Palyagaras. That is the gathering of the Palyagaras. During that time, Marudhu Pandian of Sivaganga formed the South Indian Confederacy of rebels against the British, along with the neighboring Palyagaras. Kattabomman was interested in this confederacy. The English considered the expedition of Kattabomman as a challenge to their authority. So the company ordered the army to march Panjalam Kurichi. Fall of Panjalam Kurichi. Major Bannerman moved his army to Panjalam Kurichi on 5th September. They cut off all the communication to the fort. Siva Subramaniam was taken as a prisoner. Vijay Raghunatha Tondaiman, Raja of Pudukkottai, captured Kattabomman from the jungles of Kalapur and handed over to the company. After the fall of Panjalam Kurichi, Bannerman brought the prisoners to an assembly of the Palyagaras and after trial sentenced them to death. On 17th October 1799, Kattabomman was hanged at the fort of Kayatharu. Kattabomman's heroic deeds, memory alive among the people. Next, Velu Nachiyar. Velu Nachiyar was married to Muthu Vaduganadhar, the Raja of Sivagangai, at the age of 16. In 1772, the Nawab of Arcot and the British troops invaded Sivagangai. They killed Muthu Vaduganadhar in Kaliyar Koil battle. Velu Nachiyar escaped with her daughter Vellachi Nachiyar and lived under the protection of Gopala Nayakar at Virupakshi near Dindikkal. During this period, she organized an army and employed her intelligence agent to find where the British stored their ammunition, that means Vedi Marundugal. She arranged a suicide attack by a faithful follower, Kuili, a commander of Velu Nachiyar. She recaptured Sivagangai and was again crowned as queen with the help of Marudu brothers. She is known by Tamils as Veeramangai and also known as Jhansi of South India. Next, we are going to see Marudu brothers. Marudu brothers were the son of Mukaya Palaniyappan and Ponnattal. The elder brother was called Periya Marudu or Vella Marudu, and the younger brother Chinna Marudu. Chinna Marudu was more popular and was called Marudu Pandiyan. Chinna Marudu served under Muthu Vaduganadha Periya Udayadeva of Sivaganga. In 1772, the Nawab of Arcot captured Sivaganga. Muthu Vaduga Periya Udayadeva died in battle. However, after a few months, Sivaganga was recaptured by Marudu brothers, and Periya Marudu was enthroned as the ruler. Chinna Marudu acted as his advisor. Due to the terrorist activity against British, he was called as Lion of Sivaganga. Next, we are going to see about causes for the conflict. Kattabomman was hanged to death and his brother Oomadurai and others fled to Sivaganga, where Marudu Pandiya gave protection to them. The merchants of Sivaganga did not like the interference of the company in their internal politics. The company waged war against Sivaganga for these two causes. The South Indian Rebellion. In February 1801, the brothers of Kattabomman, Oomadurai and Savathaiya escaped from Palayamkottai prison and reached Kamudi. Chinna Marudu took them to Siruvayil, his capital. They reconstructed their fort at Panjalam Kuruchi. The British troops under Meccasley retook the fort, and the Paligara brothers sought shelter in Sivaganga. The English demanded Marudu Pandiyas to hand it over, later refused. It was directed by a confederacy consisting of Marudu Pandiya of Sivaganga, Gopala Nayak of Dindikkal, Kerala Varma of Malabar, and Krishnappa Nayak and Dundaji of Mysore. The English declared war against the confederacy. The Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. The Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. The Marudu Pandiyas issued a proclamation of independence called Tiruchirappalli Proclamation in June 1801. It was the first call to the Indians to unite against British. A copy of the proclamation was pasted on the wall of Nawab's palace in the fort of Tiruchi, and another copy was placed on the walls of Vaishnava temple at Srirangam. Thus, Marudu brothers spread the spirit of opposition against the English everywhere. As a result, many polygars of Tamil Nadu went on a rally to fight against the English. Chinna Marudu collected nearly 20,000 men to challenge the English army. British forces were rushed from Bengal, Ceylon and Malaya. The Rajas of Pudukottai, Ettayapuram and Tanjavur stood by the British. Divide and rule policy followed by the English split the forces of the Palyagaras. Let us see about English annexed Sivagangai. In May 1801, English attacked the rebels in Tanjavur and Tiruchi areas. The superior military strength and the able commanders of the British army won the battle. The rebellion failed and English annexed Sivagangai in 1801. The Marudu brothers were executed in the fort of Tirupattur in Ramanathapuram district on 24th October 1801. Umadurai and Sevathaiya was captured and beheaded at Panjalam Kuruchi on 16th November 1801. They sowing the seeds of nationalism in the land of Tamil. Thus, the South Indian Rebellion is a landmark in the history of Tamil Nadu. However, the polygar system was abolished. Let us know about the Thiran Chinnamalai. Thiran Chinnamalai was born at Melapalayam in Chennimalai near Erode. His original name was Tirthangiri. He was a polygarer of Kongu country, comprising Salem, Coimbatore, Karur and Dindigul. After 3rd and 4th Mysore wars, the entire Kongu region passed into the hands of the English. Thiran Chinnamalai was trained by French military in modern warfare. He was along the side Tipu Sultan to fight against the British East India Company and got victories against the British. After Tipu Sultan's death, Chinnamalai settled down at Vodanilai and constructed a fort there to continue his struggle against the British. He sought the help of Marathas and Marudu Pandya to attack the British at Coimbatore in 1800. British forces managed to stop the armies. Chinnamalai army was defeated and he escaped from the British forces. Chinnamalai defeated the British in the battle at Kaveri, Vodanilai and Arachanallur. During the final battle, Chinnamalai was betrayed means Kati Koduthal by his cook Nallappan, and he was hanged in Sangagiri fort in 1805. Let us know about Vellore revolt. The family members of Tipu were imprisoned at Vellore fort after the 4th Mysore war. The Vellore fort, considered of large majority of Indian troops, a good part of it recently been raised in Tirunelveli after the Palyakara uprising of 1800. Many of the trained soldiers of the various Palayams were admitted in the English army. Thus, the Vellore fort became the meeting ground of the rebel force of South India. In 1803, William Cavendish Benedict became governor of Madras. During his period, certain military regulations were introduced, enforced by the Madras Commander in Chief, Sir John Cartuck. But the Chippewas felt that these were designed to insult them. So, causes for the revolt: the strict discipline, new weapons, new methods, and uniforms were all new to the Chippewas. They were asked to shave the beard and to trim the mustache. The wearing of religious mark on the forehead and the use of earrings were also banned. The English treated the Indian Chippewas as their inferior. Immediate cause: in June 1806, Military General Agni introduced a new turban reassembling a European hat with a band of cross on it. It was popularly known as Agni's turban. Both the Hindu and Muslim soldiers opposed it, so the soldiers were severely punished by the British. Causes of the revolt: the Indian soldiers were waiting for an opportunity to attack the British officers. Tipu's family also took part. Fadak Hyder, the eldest son of Tipu, tried to form an alliance against the English. On July 10th, in the early morning, the native Chippewa of the 1st and 23rd Regiments started the revolt. Colonel Fancourt, who commanded the garrison, was their first victim. The fort gates were closed. Meantime, the rebels proclaimed Farrukh Hyder, the eldest son of Tipu, as their new ruler. The British flag in the fort was brought down. The tiger-striped flag of Tipu Sultan was hoisted on the fort of Vellore. But their joy not exceeded for long time. Major Kutis, who was outside the fort, rushed to Ranipet and informed Colonel Gillespie. He reached Vellore fort and made an attack on the rebel force. The revolt was completely suppressed and failed. On the whole, 113 Europeans and about 350 Chippewas were killed in the uprising. The revolt was suppressed within a short period. It was one of the significant events in the history of Tamil Nadu. Efforts of the Vellore revolt: the new methods and uniform regulations were withdrawn. The family of Tipu, as a precautionary measure, was sent to Calcutta. William Candivish Benedict was removed from his service. This proved the emotional bravery of Tamilian in the world. Let us see about the revolt of 1857. The early uprising did not succeed in threatening the British in India. It took the revolt of 1857 to bring home to the company, and the British thought that their rule was not accepted to a large section of the population. Causes of the revolt: the peasants suffered due to the high revenue demands and the strict revenue collection policy. Policies of doctrine of lapse, subsidiary alliance, and policy of effective control created disappointment among people. The convention activities of Christian missionaries were looked upon with suspicion and fear. Abolition of practice like sati, female infanticide, support to widow remarriage, and female education were seen by many as interference in their Indian culture by the Europeans. The Indian Sepoys were paid much less than the British soldiers. All allowance of the promotions were closed to them, as all the higher army posts were reserved for the British. These were the causes of the revolt of 1857. Now going to see the immediate cause. The immediate cause was the introduce of new Enfield rifles in the army. The top of the cartridge of this rifle was to be removed by the mouth before loading it in the rifle. The cartridges were greased by the fat of pig and the cow. The Indian Sepoys believed that the British were deliberately attempting to spoil the religion of the both Hindus and the Muslims, because while the Hindus to feel great respect the cow, the Muslim hated the pig. The soldiers therefore determined to refuse their service and ultimately revolted. Thus, the primary and immediate causes of the revolt was the use of greased cartridge. Let's see about the outbreak of the revolt. On 29th March 1857, at Parakpur, near Kolkata, Mangal Pandey, a young Sepoy from Bengal regiment, refused to use the greased cartridge and shot down his British officer. He was arrested, tried and executed. When this news spread, many Sepoys revolted. Rani Lakshmi Bai. In central India, the revolt was guided by Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi. Rani Lakshmi Bai was the best and the bravest among the leaders of the revolt of 1857. Now let's see in the short about the places of the revolt and the Indian leaders who guided the revolt and the British officials who suppressed the revolt. In this tabular column, given places of revolt, Indian leaders and British officials who suppressed the revolt. Next, we are going to see the causes for the failure of the revolt. Various causes were responsible for the failure of the revolt: lack of organization, discipline, common plan of action, centralized leadership, modern weapons and techniques. The next point, the rebel leaders were no match to the British generals. Rani Lakshmi Bai, Tantia Tope and Nana Sahib were courageous, but they were not good generals. Non-participation of Bengal, Bombay, Madras, West Punjab and Rajputana. The modern educated Indians did not support the revolts, as they believed that only British rule could reform Indian society and modernize it. The British managed to get the loyalty of the Sikhs, Afghans and the Gurkhas regiments. The Gurkhas actively helped the British in suppressing the revolt. The British had better weapons, better general and good organization. These are the causes for the failure of the revolt. Consequences of the revolt. A result of the revolt. The revolt of 1857 marked a turning point in the history of India. It led to changes in the system of administration and the policy of the government. The administration of India was transferred from the East India Company to the British Crown through the Queen's Proclamation in 1858. The Governor General was taken the title of Viceroy. The Board of Directors and the Board of Control were replaced by the Council of 15 members. The Indian Army was thoroughly changed the way, reorganized. The British military policy came to be dominated by the idea of divide and balance. Let us see the summary of this lesson. People's Revolt. The Vijayanagar ruler appointed Nayaks in their provinces. The Nayak of Madurai in turn appointed Poligarar. The English got the right to collect taxes, and the result was the outbreak of the revolt of Poligarars. The collection of the tribute was the main causes for the rivalry between the English and Kattabomman. Marudu brothers were the sons of Mukaya, Palniyappan and Ponnathal. Theeran Chinnamalai was trained by French military in modern warfare. Rani Lakshmi Bai was the best and the bravest among the leaders of the revolt of 1857. Velu Nachiyar is known by Tamils as Veeramangai and also known as Jhansi Rani of South India. Tiruchirappalli proclamation was issued by Marudu Pandiyars. Chinna Marudu was called as Lion of Sivagangai. The immediate causes of the revolt was the use of the greased cartridge. The British had better weapons, better general and good organization. Thank you, children.